just make. Uh, let me just give it a second. Steam. The It often takes a second
Have
to
it muted.
tell. Huh? Yeah, okay, we're good. We're live.
Okay, hi.
Yeah,
Hello, everyone.
double checking audio and all that shit. Looks like we're good. Um,
Yes, we are. So there's been a lot of gameplay footage for Sonic Frontiers recently, and a lot of people have had a lot of opinions on it,
yeah,
mostly bad.
that's sort of what
So
I've
we're
heard down
gonna.
the pipeline. As someone for whom Sonic is just one of the probably literal hundreds of things that I vaguely care about, like enough to like where else I see news about it, I might look into it. Um,
Sonic's always been one of the things that I like to make fun of. I'm just gonna be straight with you. I don't.
it feels tired to me, honestly.
They. It's a fucking, what is this? A 13th time beaten horse?
Yeah, I don't know.
How many times does Sonic need to put out the best game in the world before they just hand it over to the team that made Sonic Mania and just call it a day?
Yeah, God. Um,
We've
every in
for
like from what I understand,
context.
you go ahead first.
Go ahead.
You know more
Sorry.
about this shit.
Go ahead.
Um, but from what I understand, it's a cycle of like it's commonly a cycle of like the worst thing ever to okay, maybe this is okay, maybe this is the start of the comeback, and then the worst thing ever happens again. That's what I've heard from about it.
So let's what the cycle actually starts, if you want to get technical, with Sonic 3D Blast.
Do people like that one? I don't know.
Um, but most people skip over that because that doesn't really count. So it goes, there's the Sonic Adventure series, and then Shadow the Hedgehog. It starts going a little downhill there, but then there's still a good few games scattered throughout. Sonic Heroes. People like, that's a bad game, but people like it. You know, and then you hit the fucking, you hit like the,
Oh, I
you know
remember.
how most of your video game series, it goes like, there's your average games, and then there's the best game they ever made, and they do that like a couple times. Like Mario does that.
Yeah, I mean,
Sonic's just the opposite. They got your middle of the road games, and then the worst game ever made, Sonic 06. And then you pull yourself back up a little bit. You have a couple Sonic and the Black Knights in there that aren't very good. You got a few Sonic Unleashed that people will at least defend. And then you make Sonic Generations. We're all right. We're picking back up. People like Sonic
yeah,
Colors before that too. Great. What's
yeah.
what's
I mean,
next?
from what I understand though,
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Colors is not regarded as having aged all that well.
Sonic Colors was okay. So anyway, they make Sonic Boom. Fucking awful. Complete dog shit game. They've done it again. The Sega has made the worst video game ever made a
Yeah,
second time.
it
What do
was
they come up with?
it was because of a
They
bunch of bullshit like behind the scenes stuff too. That sucks.
Oh, of course, of
Yeah.
course. But they rebound. They put out Sonic Mania, the best Sonic game ever made. So we have the worst one and then the best one, and then they're right back down with Sonic Forces.
I heard that was another
Now the
middle of the
real
road.
question is,
I,
where
I
this is gonna be a testament to Sega's quality. Can they put out the worst Sonic game ever made twice in a row? Because
I
that's what we're looking at right now. That's the potential here.
okay. I'm gonna be real. Well, let's watch the teaser first, then I'll sort of get out my problems with the premise.
Well, that's what we're gonna find out. We're gonna have to judge that solely based off of this and not the video game itself. We're gonna look solely at these early gameplay trailers, and then we're gonna decide the quality of the game based on that. We're not
Okay.
really gonna play it.
In
At
that
least I'm not.
in that case, let me fucking start with sort of something that ever since I first heard talk of the game, I think it was during like one of our fucking conference reactions that there was first talk of the game.
Yes. So, I uh, they revealed the game initially during Sonic a Sonic convention that they do every year last year. There was, if you were to download the game trailer from online, it had the name Sonic Rangers, which had the same name as a leak, a 4chan leak, that talked about how dog shit the game was and how it was them trying to be Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Um,
God, it
they later
always comes
changed the
back to
name.
fucking Breath of the Wild, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. They changed the name from Sonic Rangers to Sonic Frontiers, and when they basically this 4chan leak was 100% confirmed at the Game Awards when they revealed that it was going to be an open world 3D game.
Okay, now remember, it was the Game Awards. And here's sort of what I'm gonna jump in. I think open world Sonic is a fucking terrible idea. I don't think.
I think it could work.
I don't think no, because let me make my case. Full 3D has historically been rocky, even at the best of times for this character. I think that he did his best when he's the guy didn't you put him in an obstacle course, basically. Like that's how I feel.
I agree with that, but here's the thing, right? Just imagine this. Imagine in like there's still level based sections, but you just drop him in a city. You drop him in like New York City.
So you put him in like his equivalent of like the open worldy Mirror's Edge thing I heard talk about years ago.
Yeah, like that, or like how like open world, how Spider-Man games are open world, you know?
Okay. I think that could be legit. It's a shame that like from the vague memories that I saw that it was a bunch of fucking fields.
Oh yeah, there was nothing but fields. Fields and weird stone towers.
Goody, we're doing this again.
Let's just get into this because I do want to say there are a few details that have come out that I'm aware of. I haven't done all the fucking research, but I do know that the story is at least partially being written by Ian Flynn.
Spanner, what is the
who
thing?
Is either the well, I'm sorry?
Spanner's in the chat, or possibly was. What is the thing?
The what?
Spanner says, "Oh, you said the thing." I don't know what I don't know what.
I don't know.
They're referring to. Yeah.
I don't know what the thing is. What is the thing, Spanner? Did we say Sonic?
I don't think I've ever said that. Anyway, let's fucking watch this thing.
Anyway, story is being written at least like either completely or partially by Ian Flynn, who is either the worst or the best thing that happened to the Sonic community.
I don't mean 3D in general. I mean 3D movement. Whatever. Anyway, fucking let's. Yeah, Ian Flynn, who is someone whose name I've heard a couple of times ever. Mostly from you. A couple times from like Dumbsville, I think.
I've only ever mentioned Ian Flynn today. I don't think I've ever spoken about him before today.
I'm pretty sure you have. Whatever. Anyway. Sorry, I think I cut you off there talking to Spanner. Did you want to
Spanner's welcome to join us if he likes.
Did you want to finish that point, or did you should we just watch this? Again, I was talking about this before the stream, but according to Return YouTube dislikes, which is not reliable, they kind of estimate this number through a bunch of like shit that I don't fully understand. But people apparently liked this, so let's see.
We're gonna fucking learn today.
That was well, I don't know what's happening in this.
Okay, so go back. We'll go through this like kind of slowly here.
Okay,
so that grass is completely not reacting to his movement, by the way.
Yeah.
That tall grass he just walked
Oh
through.
God, you're right. That I noticed that
The
something was.
entire environment is not reacting to him at all, even,
I
which
noticed
is
that.
like
I noticed that something was really fucking uncanny about that gameplay, and you just pointed it out. That's what it was.
I
Um,
do like my favorite thing about that. Go back and like watch that in like slow motion. Put that on like watch the tall grass he walks directly through. It's like it's hit by a small breeze, not someone running 70 miles a fucking hour past it.
I noticed he is clipping through a lot of like various multicolored flowers there.
Yeah, like they're just not reacting to his movement at all, which would be fine if they weren't trying to show off like all the look at all this amazing graphics and it's like it looks like dog shit.
Yeah, it just looks. Again, I've been fucking playing Nier Automata recently, so I know what an environment with a lot of these same colors looks like when it's like that's like very bright, looks like rendered really well. And I'm not playing that on max settings. I'm playing that on like around like just below middle settings. It still looks fucking great.
So we got the big wheel. Sonic's on the hamster wheel.
Yeah, I don't know
With
what the hell's going on with this, but it looks like very engaging
looks
gameplay.
it kind of gives off like a pulsing energy afterwards, which makes me think it activates something.
It's is it like a map unlock thing? I don't know.
Maybe
It's like you
it's
spin on the
far too
wheel and
early to know.
it tells you where all the things are. I don't know.
So that did you just see that? His so he has a Sonic in the games has a tornado ability where he will run circles around him. He will run circles around something and it'll make a tornado in that area. Now, in the older games, it was a button press and they would make the tornado for you. This is something we'll see more in the gameplay trailer. You just make your own tornado. The problem is that, like, one, it looks kind of dumb because you're not making a perfect circle. Far from it.
Also,
And two, he just goes so slow.
yeah, because you need to be able to
Making
draw
like
it. Like,
even though he just leaves a blue streak.
also, if I'm not fucking mistaken here, I thought like so when I imagine the tornado, I imagine it as like it's the air kicked up by like his own momentum doing it.
Not like some weird energy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just something that's conjured there. It's like the weirdest fucking take on
Like he
like an
used a
Okami
fucking
thing.
magic spell. Like he made a summoning circle. I know.
Yeah. Also,
I will say this much. You know how you fix that problem? So go back. Just have like a no. Back a little further to where he's making the circle.
let's fucking turn the fucking speed down and back down a bit again.
So the easy way to fix that is to just like when you're holding the button that makes you do that, just put everything else in slow motion and that streak won't look like really fucking stupid.
You know what? Alternatively, once actually no, that wouldn't work. It'd be fucking too much time spent on something that's even more time on something that's meant to hit one thing. Anyway, fucking point.
It's just like if you were to just put that, give him a slow motion mode, basically, you know,
Yeah.
that would solve all of these, like most of these fucking problems. That would solve the fact that he looks really slow for some reason.
Do you have any idea what like this fucking Xenoblade like prop that he's fighting here is supposed to be? I don't know.
No, the villains for this game have been left intentionally vague so far.
Okay.
They're just like weird robots that are assumedly not connected to Eggman.
Presumably, I mean, I'm gonna assume it's the fucking. Oh, it's Eggman. Wait, no, it's actually God. Again.
What we know of the plot so far is that Sonic has been woken up on woken up on a mysterious island, and some AI is talking to him. which doesn't sound like the plot of the game. That sounds like the tutorial telling you what to do, in my opinion. But whatever.
Yeah, we're on Alpha Halo. Just a fucking fly, like, wow, like, fucking going around me here.
But let's keep going here.
By the way, I think it looks pretty shit.
Yeah.
So I've looked at the beginnings of the sequence a couple times already, just sort of waiting for the
My favorite part is
sure
that like that
there-
attack. Sorry, go ahead.
There's so much like unnecessary shit, and I'm not entirely sure what happened. Is there some footage of it triggering that's like been cut out in the middle here? I assume so.
So he has a special attack when he ends a combo, and that's what that streak is. And once again, if you were to put the game in slow motion and have Sonic move at that speed, it would look pretty okay. And like I would love to see stuff like that, like kind of like the Mortal Kombat like slow motion X-ray attacks, you know,
It'd be a very
where like it shows like detail and like what's going on, you know, but instead of focusing on like the damage being done, it focuses on like Sonic being cool while he's like moving super fast.
yeah.
But we don't get that.
I kind of like that idea where you get like your characters briefly slowed down to a little bit more controllable speed while everything else goes into bullet time. I like that.
Yeah, like that's you know how fucking easy that is, and like that's how you do Sonic combat, in my opinion. But they've never done anything like that.
It's yeah.
And this game's looking like it's trying to be a little more combat focused without just because Sonic Forces, Sonic Boom, as always, you know, the combat in that was just spam button. The combat in older Sonic games was just jump on it, and then the combat in like the 3D era games was once again spam button, but it just looked cooler, you know.
Yeah.
But we have a lot to get into here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this isn't spam button, but there's some superfluous like skill based like RPG skill based abilities you won't use. So
that looked a little awkward, but all right.
Is there? I don't believe for a fucking second that isn't rendered. And even if it isn't, why are you cutting this so weird?
Fucking awkward.
I think part of it may just be the way the trailer's cut. I'll give them that. It's really fucking weird. Like there's like transitional animations that may be happening.
That doesn't look like a 3D rendered animation. That looks like I tied my Sonic action figure to a weird and put it in a weird position, tied it to a string, and swung it around. You know?
Okay, but like what I'm saying is that like three things happen in that. He does his his spam button thing you mentioned. He does the fucking arrow, the weird arrow thing, and then he does that spin, and it feels like there should be an animation that indicates those first two are starting from him just being like being done doing something else, and there isn't, and I don't know if that's just because of the way
like an
cut.
animation in between them instead of just like a hard cut to that.
Yeah. Wait. That was stuttering.
Oh, what?
There's noticeable frame stuttering there.
So those blue things are like speed boosters. We'll see more of this like Shadow of the Colossus type mini boss later, in the combat trailer. I didn't even notice that. Like I'm on mobile.
The Ubi, why? How behind are you, Spanner? Ubisoft Open World Towers. Are we still talking about the hamster wheels to you, Spanner?
Zao. Sonic Frontiers.
There's some the internet happening behind them, some cyberpunk.
I gotta say, the logo does look nice. I will give them that much.
Okay, so next up, world premiere gameplay, right?
Yeah, so this is the open world gameplay. This comes from IGN, just like the rest of basically everything else we have here.
Okay, well,
I will say this much: the second and third video, or sorry, the third and fourth video rather, are
oh, there's a tower in the background of the Shadow of the Colossus fight. 1 second. Oh, do you mean? Let me look around here. Not that presumably. I guess you mean the diamond. God, these.
or no. There's like 30 buildings off to the right.
Yeah. Oh wow. Man, this fucking like bit of like racetrack with no support beams looks. It looks like something that gets built in one of those like multiplayer MMOs where you can build shit and grief other people, but that's like been half destroyed and it just looks fucking terrible. Like you see what I'm
I will
looking
say
at?
this much: the open world looks nice. It looks empty, but like it looks like if you fill it with shit, it would be like not that bad, you know?
Yeah.
And I do think I agree with you with the floating platforms thing, but like floating platforms are kind of a staple
No,
of
it's
the
it's
Sonic
not
series.
it's not
I
it's
don't
not
know
the
if that's
floating
out of
platforms.
laziness.
I don't think that's floating. That's jutting, and that's what freaks me out about it. It's like the shape of it combined with that.
It like that's the thing is that's just a staple of the Sonic series. I don't know if it's just an aesthetic or if it's out of laziness, but it's a thing in the Sonic
Left
series.
far distance. I see it. I haven't seen any others like that, so I don't want to assume it's an Ubisoft tower. Um,
Yeah, it's hard to say what anything is right now.
it seems like there's a lot of just like random bullshit in this frame is the thing, so I don't want to like make an assumption that that's a particular thing.
What that could be the tower that we see in the next gameplay trailer though.
Yeah, I think Spanner mentioned that.
If Mark
Speaking of which,
Mr. Criterion
here's a
Machado
ad
Model.
for Modelo's.
didn't have the
We are
fighting spirit to
unofficially
draw on his
sponsored by
passion,
Modelo's
he
now.
never would have.
Yeah. Okay, there's the black. Look, okay, I get that it's a staple, but it just looks worse when you can see it from a distance.
I told you, it's probably out of laziness as opposed to an aesthetic.
Yeah. Like this would
There
probably
is a
like
lot to talk about
I
in
probably
this
would
one.
have no issue if like you just ran through this and it was a little weird, then you went behind this mountain and never fucking saw it again from any other angle. But that's not the case here. It just looks really fucking bad.
IGN first for the month of June 2000.
Oh, let's fucking go back up to normal speed for now.
2022 is all about
He's being chased by
Sonic
something.
Frontiers. We've got gameplay, we've got previews, and we've got interviews from the developers.
So there's
who
not a
made
lot
it
of
all
talking
happen.
in this one. The
All
other
month
two
long,
of
we'll
the
be
videos I
diving
grabbed
deep
are
into what you
interviews
can
though.
expect when the game makes its way to you later down the road.
I'm not gonna lie, this is completely like a personal preference thing, but I'm not in love with the aesthetic.
First up, we've got the
These
world
robots have
premiere
going on.
gameplay focusing on exploring the mysterious island that Sonic
I could totally see like a person loving it though.
himself
So
stranded
whatever.
on at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Be sure to stick with IGN throughout June so you don't miss anything. Until then, here's your first look at gameplay from Sonic Frontiers.
Look how much worse that looks from.
IGN throughout
Look at this, right?
June so you don't miss anything.
Yeah, that one
Until
looks
then, here's
fine,
your
but like
first
the
look
next
at
shot
gameplay
just looks kind of
from Sonic
poopy.
Yeah,
Frontiers.
and you could tell one of them is like that one's fucking like one of them's gameplay and one of them's not. There's that tower. Okay.
Yeah. Look
Yeah,
at his look at him go.
It is definitely the same
See?
tower. That fucking animation. Like it's not awful.
I do
but
like this. We're gonna see him punch in just a second here.
Like that animation.
So hold on, watch this.
That animation wasn't awful, but there's definitely something off about it.
Did you fucking? There's no weight to his punch. It looks like he just hits the air and then everything explodes.
Oh yeah, can we get a slow-mo of that? Let's fucking... The way the barrels all fucking collapse into each other instead of flying back. It's fucking great. Collapse into themselves.
I will
rather.
say this one. I like his landing animation where he uses his hand to brace himself.
Like most of I'd say like a decent chunk of the moment-to-moment animations are serviceable. Like when he's bouncing upward, that was fine.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you I was gonna grab a video of just like the running animations for this, and then the running animations for forces.
Okay.
And
the running animations look a little bit better at higher speeds, but slow them down, they look real fucking weird. And I think that's just because they blur the legs. All that.
All right, so we're collecting purple coins that make noises.
You know what this fucking reminds me of? If you've ever seen like pre-alpha footage of a video game where it's like that's a guy that kind of looks like the main character of the game wanders around this surrealist space full of random shit, some of which you recognize, some of which you don't, doing like...
Yeah, you know why it looks like pre-alpha footage?
Yeah, like no, I wouldn't even...
Because it was rushed.
I wouldn't even say pre-alpha. It looks like fucking testing the engine footage, like that sort of thing.
Because this was rushed. I do want to say, hold on, go back real quick. That's another really stupid staple of Sonic games, like 3D Sonic games. Go back to right when he hits the spring.
That's a little far back. Anyway.
So you'll see he's gonna hit the thing. He hits the spring, right? And then he just smacks his face into the fucking wall. And for some reason they chose to do this, apparently, like to show off some like climbing feature. I don't know why it makes it looks dumb when you. I love those walking animations too. When he's like walking slowly, that he doesn't have like a slow walk animation, so he just moonwalks.
Sound effects are decently crisp. Fine.
Well, of course they reuse those sound effects.
I wouldn't know. Like I recognize like the very recognizable ones, but like that crack there, that was nice. Satisfying crack.
His walking animations don't match up with his walking speed, which just looks super fucking awkward.
Okay, here's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Here's what I've realized, right? When you craft an open world that's not like fucking Banjo-Kazooie or some shit, I start to be a little bit more, what's the word? I guess inquisitorial of things like shit that I would take for granted in like a linear level. Because, like, it seems like they want this world to be kind of immersive, just based on like the pretty piano music and the way that like structures are distributed. I begin to ask questions I wouldn't otherwise, like, who put this rail here and why?
Yeah, so I will say this much. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, even though I don't like the game, has a similar issue. There you go. There's the fucking moonwalk, by the way.
That's not what I noticed. I want to double check something. Let's bump. Actually, I'd probably fuck up the streams. Let's not. Let's keep it at 1080p.
I will while you're doing that. Breath of the Wild has a similar issue, but they where they need like series staples are very linear, but it's a very non-linear game. So the way they fix that is that the dungeons and the temples and all that shit are non-linear, are linear while the rest of the game is non-linear.
Yeah, like
even though I personally don't like Breath of the Wild, I think that Breath of the Wild does that amazingly well.
Yeah, I mean that's perfect. that's like a perfectly fine way to do it. I know that some people didn't like that. That's how Skyrim dungeons were designed, but that's how they were. And so it's precedented. Anyway, fucking whole thing is like now that the world's open and now that it's got like a nice looking waterfall and an immersive piano music, like pretty piano music and shit. The Sonic shit strewn about like raises more eyebrows than it would if it was a linear level. To me, at least. It's all about the framing, I suppose.
And I do want to say this much. If you were like in some crazy giant Eggman based island, I don't think we'd have that issue.
Well, yeah, but I think that it would just look very different in general, and like you'd probably be able to say that like you could probably like put like claws delivering cargo under like on the underside of those rails or something, right? Like
yeah. Like if this was like an island with like a couple ruins and then like Eggman built like a big robot factory or some stupid bullshit on top of it, that wouldn't really be an issue. But right now it just looks awkward. You're right. It looks out of place.
Okay, this is the moment. I want to test something. Okay, yeah, that all popped in.
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
That all popped in hard.
So here he is moonwalking, by the way. This is the thing I noticed. I didn't see all that shit at first.
Pop. Oh, there it was again. These fucking platforms. I do like the...
Oh, no.
Yep, there.
Yep, it did it again.
The marker I'll forgive, I guess.
Okay, at least this time it went away from you. Hold on, go back to that sign. Pause it right when we see that sign. First of all, that looks really fucking out of place. Oh, that's why it's not a physical object.
Yeah, it's just like
okay. Look at it.
Yeah, it's like
like a marker.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, I was about to say it looked like it was floating, and that's because it kind of is.
I'm guessing that's where you start, one of those challenge missions that have no in-universe explanation or whatever. That's fine, whatever.
Well, I was thinking that's a hint because they have that in front of the big circle, the big wheel.
Gotcha. Or it could be a player place marker, in which case it's kind of weird he runs by it, but whatever.
Maybe. That rock destroying itself looked really unnatural.
Yeah, really weird how he he was running past it at full speed and nudged it, but it's better than the barrels.
Another thing that I've noticed and a couple other people noticed, when he uses the boost in older Sonic games, it lasts for maybe 10 seconds. It lasted for 2 seconds a second ago. The boost.
Yeah. For an open world, there's quite a lot of springs and speed panels which purely serve to automate your experience. How much of this is going to end up looking like a spider web, basically, I guess? Like, a whole lot of interconnected paths, because that's the most convenient way to go around.
So right here, this is one of the assets. That bridge that he's on is an asset from, like a recolored asset from Sonic Forces, by the way. Oh, here comes my favorite part. It's coming up real soon. You're gonna want to play this part in slow motion here.
All right, we'll start on 7.5 speed and tell me I'm gonna go down from that.
Mm-hmm. Right now, 2.5 speed. 25% speed. Sorry. Right here. Okay, so watch him go up this wall.
Okay, it doesn't.
Right.
Doesn't
so
look
he's
great.
a little janky, right? And then he's walking on the air. And now he's back on the wall again. Did you see all of that shit go down there? So yeah, he's walking on the air. The collision on the wall is so fucking janky that it doesn't know where to put him.
Dude, he's just about.
And this isn't test footage. This is the shit that they're like, all right, this will get people hyped for the new Sonic game.
Again, you know what would be real cool? If this,
A better game.
yeah, but if this like slightly mysterious, if this like slightly mysterious island, uh, that had like, if this was like,
Bug Snacks.
well, no, if
They
it's
had
like,
Bug Snacks.
no, if this story was like, oh, this mysterious island with all this like shit around it that maybe looks kind of weird, but whatever, is like, and you go around and you look for some clues about it. If it was like a 3 hour experience tacked on as like a bonus thing after you like at the end after you beat another game, that'd be neat. Be fun. I
Oh
wouldn't
yeah.
mind. I wouldn't mind like flinging this like going around here seeing what the hell's up, but I wouldn't pay full price anyway.
I also think this would be just fine if it was like level based with an open world to reach those levels, kind of like modern Lego games, you know?
Yeah, God, what else does that I'm thinking of? It's right on my fucking tip of my fucking tongue.
Sonic 06, technically.
I suppose, but that's just like a city hub. Most of them do that. There's probably a bunch of shit that does that. I just can't remember. Fucking Near Replicant might as well with how that open world is designed. But whatever.
The thing is, I don't think some games just aren't made to be open world, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of them because I feel like I'd enjoy this for 5 minutes and then like return it to get my money back.
Triangle Man.
Now we're looking at one of the puzzles here.
Yo.
Amazing.
Maybe that's
Such
one.
fast-paced gameplay.
Maybe that's one of the easy ones. Fuck if I know. I don't know why you'd show that one off. I'm gonna be honest. Originally, I was saying that this music is kind of nice, but I feel like but like in both trailers, it's been some variant of this kind of thing, and I feel like you put this in like one area, and it's real nice.
Oh, it's not even a tornado if you look at it.
It's some fucking matched bullshit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, those things are linked to like puzzles then.
Okay. So, this thing.
Now see, this looks nice. Oh, never mind, that thing just popped in like 2 seconds before you saw it.
God, okay.
There's a fucking there's a fucking JPEG of a bird.
Even games that look bad and are bad find ways to put a better foot forward than this. I don't.
And maybe this one looks bad, is bad, and it's just worse than those games.
Yeah. Just fucking
Well,
lie.
I'm more curious. Is the bird going to move any part of its body, or is it just going to like a model airplane just keep moving?
God. The 79,000 people who liked this, I have to imagine, are probably making Twitter insufferable for you and Spanner right now. Like, it's just like every time you try to lightly criticize this game, you're like, oh, it's not fucking out yet, shut up.
It's just, oh my god, that looked a little fucking difficult there. It's the same shit with like people didn't like the female Ghostbusters trailer. Oh my god, they're sexist, you know.
Well,
You wait till you watch the movie. Hold your judgment till you watch the movie, you know.
No, I'd say it's different because it's like this fucking the way that like specifically like fanboys, like sort of white knight fanboys who are just smart enough to make their shit sound like an actual argument. Like, there's no fucking group that annoys me more. You see them with Nintendo, I see them with Blizzard all the fucking time.
I'm gonna say this right now. This game's gonna be worse than Forces. I will put actual fucking money on that. Sonic is going to make the worst game ever made a 4th time.
And we're all the back to the tower.
That bird flying is the equivalent of, like, instead of Sonic running, just have him T-posing and gliding across the ground. I'm gonna fucking say it.
You can't get a good bird.
Oh look, it's the dance pad from that one episode in Lego, or that one level in Lego Star Wars. So fast paced.
I don't mind the puzzles slowing things down a bit, but
yeah, the problem is it slows things down too much.
Okay, now I just have no fucking clue what those, like, waves are meant to signify.
Oh, I think they summon items. It looks like they summon those fucking tomato things.
Fucking...
Oh, he's gonna be a hamster now. I'm sorry, are those just animals over there that just do not react to Sonic's presence whatsoever and just keep doing their idle animations? Did I see that correctly?
This fly is still fucking like, messing with me right now. Sonic Frontiers combat gameplay. I am incredibly curious about this shit. No, don't open fucking Duolingo bookmark.
No, unofficially sponsored by Modelo again.
No, we're sponsored by... Fuck, we're sponsored by Genshin Impact.
Wait, I didn't realize we were both pedophiles.
Here's this again for some
But
reason.
only one of us were.
IGN First continues on with yet another look at Sonic Frontiers gameplay, this time focusing on combat.
Turn the volume up a little bit on the next video. Not this one, just on the next one.
Some of which are among the most
Because
massive
the next two are interviews.
This piano track was kind of nice at first, just beginning
Sonic's
to
got
get
some
very
new tricks
grating.
up his sleeve. Make sure to stick with IGN all throughout
Feels like
June
there's not very
because
much
we've
to it.
got a full hands-on preview and interviews from the developers in store. For now though, enjoy the combat of Sonic Frontiers.
Didn't you have some or Crush 40 like put out like some symphonic fucking guitar solo for this shit?
I don't know.
That didn't look awkward at all.
Like, I get why it's the mood, but you could have a different nice sounding song. Okay, I need to go back. I think I missed a lot of that.
You know how I would describe this combat that I'm looking at right here?
What?
Tedious.
Yeah. I think that was a whole lot of fucking combat animation for something that doesn't seem to have done much.
No, you destroyed another ball.
God, why is this thing so like, I get, like, not every game's gonna have, like, annoying, tedious enemies, but, okay, I'm starting, what the fuck?
Can we rewatch that in slow-mo real quick?
It does seem like I was right in some of those transition animations they're missing, which just make this look a little bit better, but not enough to, whoa! One more fucking time on that. His fucking tornado kid grabs him by the foot and pulls and tosses him up.
That was certainly something.
Man, it's actually a really pitiful look when one of your main attacks makes it look like he cannot deal with the consequences of his own momentum. Why are you showing him fighting these things? These things suck. It's not like you're a good foot forward.
I think this is their good foot.
You can't show fighting through some tiny things. Is all the combat?
Oh, here we go. He's got the fucking
Yeah, he's defeated the.
He's got Piccolo's Hell Zone grenade.
Yeah, it's the balls with ball in center archetype of enemy.
Oh, there's the T-posing bird again.
I kind of dig this enemy design a little bit. Looks a little silly, but I kind of dig it. Oh wait, no, fuck, ruined it.
It's a penis.
I liked it when it was like a palm tree that became that, but the legs are detachable.
You take off the big strong foreskin and then you punch the penis. Okay, is that it? Oh, here he is. He's doing that again.
Sorry, I was fucking fly still. Why is everything so spongy? This is awful. Like, why is everything take
Okay,
so
hold
much?
up, hold on. How fucking long is it gonna take you to beat this one fucking enemy?
Yeah.
This is the like I said, tedious.
Yeah, everything just seems like to be like a giant damage sponge, and also there's one enemy with a ton of health per every 500 feet or some shit. There's the bird again. Oh, it does flap its wings, but it does so to like ascend upward completely vertically. Why is the frame? Why is the fucking resolution so bad? You know what feels terrible?
This gameplay.
Well, yes. You know what feels fucking terrible in any game?
What?
I'm having this problem a little bit with the way that Automata Route B is balanced. Not to this degree, of course. When you're dumping your big fucking your big super flashy abilities into an enemy and chipping away at it, that sucks.
Like New Game +7 of Dark Souls, and you're like dual wielding great swords, and you're all right, here's strong attack.
It's not even that.
1/30th.
It's like when the game like gives you flashy shit, but it's just like but then a bunch of enemies with enough health and enough, I don't want to say poise, but like enough health, a shit ton of health, and just aren't staggered by them, and they just feel completely fucking wimpy. Sucks, right? And so
here's the thing: why are you even fighting this? Okay, so they do have if it looks like if you use the tornado in the air, they have a smaller version that does it for you.
Yeah. It's just a whole
that doesn't look fucking stupid,
yeah,
but it also is objectively worse.
Yeah, it's just the whole fucking thing of like he's throwing like fancy attacks and his like bombardment kicks, which is the first thing that looks vaguely cool in like a shonen anime sort of way. And it's barely doing anything to speak of. And that just feels bad.
Why is he even fighting it?
Yeah, that's true. I would think that the most convenient, like if all the enemies are like this, I would run past them easily.
Another thing, I can run faster than he's running right now.
Here's these things again. These things look like they maybe wouldn't. Okay, that's a more reasonable amount of damage.
Yeah, like this is. It looks like right now it's a pain in the ass to fight anything but these, honestly.
Yeah. Also, they're in a group of 3. You know what's fun? You know what's fun when you have a bunch of like, you know what is fun when you have a bunch of big flashy bullshit like that? Either A, enemy density, or B, enemies with abilities that complement each other, like, depending on your approach. So either...
I will say this much: if that armored guy wasn't as fucking like the palm tree penis wasn't as fucking as fucking annoying to deal with, I think he would like be fun as like an enemy that you throw in the background, has like a fucking crazy big hitbox every couple seconds.
Yeah. Also, he'd have to just fucking expose himself to damage sometimes, like on his own, without like being weirdly debated into it, because that's annoying.
Well, that's the attack he does looks like it exposes him, where he throws the fucking palm tree.
Here's this thing again.
All right, this is the Shadow of the Colossus now. There's the bird.
Just
keep posing.
Okay. A whole fucking lot just happened there, so... Okay. So... Cutscene introduction. It snaps over to him, returns to you, and then, like, the world basically seems to go still. I genuinely thought the video was, like, freezing.
So did I.
Until this fucking bird comes and... Is it gonna clip? Yep.
Clips.
What a fucking weird way to introduce an enemy, though, bird or no. It's just, like, fucking... zoom in on, like, a freeze frame of his face, or, like, lack thereup. Completely fucking still.
He doesn't have a fucking face. If it, like...
I know, but, like...
If it, like, positioned the camera, like up, like, looking up to him, like, at his feet, I think it would look a lot cooler, because then it would, like, it like, emphasizes his size. But here it's, like, it zooms in, and it looks like it's his reaction to you, but he doesn't have a face.
Yeah, it needs to, like, he needs to, like, do something that conveys a reaction if he doesn't have a face, like some sort of body language.
Maybe if he was, like, instead of walking around, he was, like, in the ground and he, like, dug himself out. Oh yeah, that looks great. Thanks, IGN.
Yeah, that's freaking, that is a throwback to, like, the Wii Sonic games. That bit of platforming jank there.
Amazing. What did that accomplish?
Is there no way to stick your landing there? I don't know. That's like a nitpick, but it'd be better, I think. God, this guy poses no fucking threat, does he? Oh yeah, that looks great.
Oh no, there you go. See, he's doing something with red circles.
Genuinely cool in concept how you could use abilities in ways that aren't immediately apparent to fuck with an enemy. It's like flow.
Okay. Oh, alright, and you damage the bottom of his feet. What does that do?
Okay, I kind of like that there's, like, when you have a big Shadow of the Colossus boss, there's multiple ways to go at them, but, yeah.
Okay, but,
I know that, like...
But what did that do?
Yeah, I don't know, I think breaking the thing on top got rid of one of his hands, but...
Maybe now he can't move? Maybe he gets rid of the stomping attacks that we didn't see because IGN didn't show us the stomping attack?
Yeah, he ain't moving.
Yeah? Alright. Okay, that doesn't damage you though, that just pushes you back, so... What kind of threat is this thing again?
I think we might just be, like, committing assault here.
Well, I mean, you were committing assault in Shadow of the Colossus too, to be fair.
Well, yeah, that was the point. That was the point of Shadow of the Colossus. You were, like, spoilers, I guess, you were mad with grief. So you were destroying the gentle beauty or whatever the fuck. Except for the one that was under.
Okay, once again, this just looks tedious. Why would I spend 5 minutes fighting this thing that I probably have to fight 30 times when I can just run away from it?
You don't even get. It doesn't even fall over in its death animation. Fuck off.
Yeah, it just kind of squats. He's working on his glutes.
First hands-on impressions. How is IGN gonna try and spin this?
Oh boy, let's hear it. We just saw everything IGN saw, so let's hear what IGN has to say.
How they have fucking
Turn on that. Put up
Just
the
because
volume
anything
there.
can now be delivered with Uber Eats does not mean you
Unofficially
can eat anything.
sponsored by
so
Uber
stop
Eats.
thinking that not food
Fucking Trevor
is food.
Noah.
Got it?
I wish he was not. Thing.
Food.
Every Father's Day,
I mean, he
dads
is
get
the second best host of The Daily
pies,
Show.
Gloves.
I should probably mute this shit.
Unofficially sponsored by Home Depot.
Okay, well. Looking down at the clusterfuck again, this angle's not as bad.
Sonic's done a lot in 30 years. He's been a pioneer.
You could say that again, sir.
Turn that shit up a bit more.
I'll turn on these fucking subtitles as well.
Pioneer of the high-speed 2D platformer, an Olympic athlete, a respect.
Can
Hold on, let him finish this. Let him finish this.
No, I just want. No, I'll fucking start. Dude, you can come back and do another take on a day when the pollen isn't as bad. You sound real stuffy, and I know I'm one to talk, but.
Speaking of pollen, I normally don't have allergies this bad. My uvula was like really fucking swollen when I woke up, like to the point that I was choking on my own uvula and like was worried I had to go to the hospital. But the swelling went down really fast.
I could have lived a very peaceful life not
Near
knowing
the
that.
high-speed 2D
That not knowing that you can choke on your own uvula.
Yes, and not knowing that it happened.
Athlete,
That, like,
a respectable kart racing enthusiast, a fighter, a TV star.
I'm sorry. Hold on. No. Respectable? No. Sonic Kart Racing is one of the worst fucking games I've ever played in my life.
Open world, and Sonic Frontiers fixes to change that. I was fortunate enough to be one of the first people outside.
Oh, I can't imagine I was doing him very many favors in the fucking nasal department.
He was on slow-mo.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm vaguely sorry, IGN man.
Sonic team to go hands-on with Sonic Frontiers, and let me just say, if you're worried about how the blue blur will fare in this unfamiliar genre, well, I think Crush 40 probably put it best.
Oh, here we go. Here's the spin after this.
Open your heart. It's gonna be alright.
No, it's not. My heart is closed. This will fucking suck.
The first thing that struck me about Sonic Frontiers was how uniquely somber and serene it was right from the outset. After flying into a
know, it's really
with
fucking
Tails
weird
and
with all the
Amy,
rails around.
Sonic finds himself separated from his friends and all alone on an isolated island, with nothing but an AI voice guiding him to
Tails,
collect
Amy,
chaos.
and Sonic find
There's
themselves
no one for
separated. So
Sonic to
Tails and
bounce off
Amy
of,
are in this
no
game
energetic
somewhere.
Crush 40 soundtrack, just wide open fields as far as the eye can see. There's an air of mystery in Sonic Frontiers, and it's a vibe that's driven home even.
Yeah, I do think that is very neat, but there are a lot of games that have done that. And I think a lot of them have been more successful.
There's nothing unique. The only thing that's unique about it is how fucking terrible it looks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of others. Fucking Halo 1 to an extent. That's done this sort of atmosphere.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. A bunch of games that came after
even
Breath of the
further
Wild.
by the beautiful yet minimalist piano melodies that
What was that?
accompany Sonic
What was that Greek mythology one that was just Breath of the Wild but Greek mythology?
I'm not familiar.
Fuck, Elden Ring had this aesthetic.
Yeah, Elden Ring did kind of have the, like, opening you up to a... It wasn't quite the same, though. Fucking... if you wanna stretch it, Subnautica, bet.
He explores the island.
They had to pad out the video.
All of this is a very intentional choice. I asked Sonic Team head Takashi Iizuka
You can't use video as
to describe how the tone of Sonic Frontiers differs from previous Sonic games, and he said, past games in the Sonic series have taken different tones depending on their stories and themes. This time, these mysterious islands are the game's major setting. That's why our artists have worked hard to create a mysterious mood. Of course, the big new change in Sonic Frontiers is the shift from purely linear levels to a huge open world where Sonic can freely run in any direction. But Sonic Team doesn't like to use the term open world to describe Sonic Frontiers' gameplay, instead referring to its style as being open zone. Open world games like Zelda or other AAA games fundamentally have RPG or adventure worlds. For Sonic, the core here is a 3D action game.
Why the fuck? Explain this to me, Sonic Team. Why are you taking, like, you just fucking said that this type of gameplay works best with fucking RPGs, and that's why we're using it for Sonic and calling it something different. You know, the platformer. If they would have made this game similar to Mario Odyssey, where it's like a smaller areas, like 20 of them, this would work just fucking fine.
I'm still really fond of that sort of parkour city thing you brought up at the very beginning. I'm actually
Exactly.
the more I imagine that, like, you could do it in a bunch of ways. It could be like super bright and neon and like sort of Egglandish, or it could be abandoned even. If you still want to have that sort of creepy and mysterious aesthetic, I'm fucking do the Automata thing and have it be like abandoned and there's a bunch of verticality to it and shit. Like,
so here's how you do this, right? Here's how you do this. A Sonic game, Sonic gets transported to the future. You get New York City, but it's abandoned. There's an overgrown forest area.
Yeah, it's
it's like this, imply that it's Central Park or something. Have a big mountain area where it's like, okay, there's you could set the whole thing in just New York State. You can have a mountainous area. You could have and then the last part is an abandoned Eggman factory where you fight Eggman. Turns out the Eggman in the future did some stupid bullshit and then humanity went extinct and now he's trying to change it. Or something. I don't know. I just made the best Sonic game ever made in 30 seconds without even thinking about it.
You've got the mystery. Maybe he accidentally unleashed the Xenoblade robots and now he's hiding out trying to build the counter army to undo that. Whatever. It's a cool thing, right?
It's not the first time. I wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Sonic Riders 2. Sonic Eggman's robots are possessed by a fucking donut. It's not an actual donut, it's like a ring, and then he's trying to stop the donut robots.
Yeah, you unleash the thing, whatever. It's a whole thing. I'm just really, really fascinated by I'm sure this has been done to various extents before, but I'm sure I've even seen some of them, but the things that open up when you for platforming level design, when you are in a ruined city, but one that's not so ruined that it doesn't still have a whole lot of verticality. I don't know, super cool shit there.
Our basic idea was to have that take place in open space. What sets Sonic Frontiers apart is this different approach to an open game world. Having played Sonic Frontiers for about 4 hours, it's easy to see what Iizuka-san means. Sonic Frontiers' open zone design is very different from any other open world I've played. It's a giant playground. Every few feet there's a bumper spring that bounces you like a pinball between 5 other bumpers before putting you on one of the many grinding
You know what would be a better open world playground? A city.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go
Or
for.
even better, like I said, instead of having a big open place with like stuff every 30 miles, how about you have
Yeah,
like 10 smaller places and just set it up like that?
yeah. I would just say for like a one, like if you just want the one somewhat smaller but denser place that breaks off into some levels with loading screens that are areas of themselves of that same city that aren't part of the hub. I'm a
different
I'm a
path leading
fucking.
to some other
We are
collectible or
collectively
reward,
one fucking
or
genius.
a line of rings that you can lightspeed dash into. Essentially, they've taken that core appeal of every Sonic level having multiple paths that eventually loop back around to the main one, and applied that to these giant non-linear open zones.
Yeah.
One thing that
But it's like, oh god, you know what this fucking reminds me of? It reminds me of like shitty fucking like Halo Reach Forge World levels.
Oh no.
With stuff like with like these very futuristic structures haphazardly placed in midair, half finished. Like
has to be noted is that very
no.
few of these elements are built into the environmental design, meaning that rails, platforms, boost rings, and so on are just inexplicably floating in the air all around, which isn't totally unusual for a Sonic game, but it feels especially jarring in Frontiers in particular.
Okay, so we have the same
frequent
issue.
And sudden pop-in of these objects and the otherwise.
Oh, okay, he's done a little shade.
Yeah, alright, he's not just gonna sit here and suck Sega's dick.
He's not totally spineless. He has some of the same complaints I do. Granted, okay, so I'm not going crazy.
It's very naturalistic art style. Of course, it's worth emphasizing that this gameplay and the version that I played were from an early build, but this is definitely an area that I would hope to see improvement in the final version. Beyond that, there are also a wide variety of puzzles and challenges that are littered throughout the zone, and completing them is how you uncover sections of your map. Most of these are very simple, requiring you to orient a statue the correct way, quickly hop back and forth between colored tiles, or use Sonic's new side loop ability to draw circles around certain objects in the environment.
Okay, so it's
to
a whole
interact
other
with them.
thing.
The
Sure.
best ones, though, are the races against the clock, where you have to get from point A to point B in a limited amount of time. The openness of Frontiers level design makes straightforward races like these a ton of fun, because you have to try and improvise a path to the end that might not be immediately
I will say
obvious.
this much. I do want to say,
Hello,
Philly
Modelo,
Garcia
once
listened to
again.
those who rejected him.
why are you getting so many beer ads? You're not even 21.
I don't fucking know. It's literally just today.
So pause it real quick. I will say this much. If what they're showing us was one section of like a 10 area game, like going back to the Mario Odyssey thing. Because that's like, if this was, you have like the ruin area, you have like the city area, you have like, I don't know, the fucking lava area, you have the rope Eggman factory area, you got a couple more, and then you got like, and then at the end, after you beat the game, you get Green Hill Zone. If it was like that, this would be cool as shit. This would be just fine, because this is like 1/10 of the area. You know, this is like 1/10 of the game, or like 1/5 of the game, or something. You know.
Yeah, and there's probably.
But this just. I'm already tired of this aesthetic. First of all, this is like the 30th game in the last 2 years to have this aesthetic, because every game wants to be Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, hell, fucking Breath of the Wild has a little bit more fucking environment variety than people give it credit for, and for that matter,
On top of that, this is just fucking empty. There's nothing here. There's a temple, there's a couple robots, and there's a few fucking platforms. There's nothing. There's no one to talk to. There's no NPCs. Sonic Boom. Sonic fucking Boom at least had people to talk to. The world felt like it was lived in.
I hope that when he says this is an early build, maybe everything is better, but it's not very encouraging that this is what they're showing.
You know
the
how
world.
you fucking do this? You got Ian Flynn here doing the writing. And hopefully he comes up with this idea. You know how you fucking do this? This is an ancient city made by the Echidnas, and all around there are people that worshipped the same gods that the Echidnas worshipped. That's how you tie this into Sonic lore. That's how you make it interesting. So there's other hedgehogs, there's other different other different animal characters, all wearing like Echidna styled mask and everything. Because I don't know if you know, Echidna's basically extinct. I think there's like 2 left.
Yeah. Speaking of which, completely off topic, but have you by any chance seen the 06 rewrite that turns like Elise and that whole nation into various birds? It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing.
I don't want to think about 06.
Genuinely like a pretty cool rewrite, but it ended it's like he made the first part like 2 fucking years ago, and there's been no follow-up. So
There are some exceptions, but combat in traditional Sonic games generally isn't a thing that goes much deeper than jumping, rolling, or using a homing attack into enemies at the right time. That changes in Sonic Frontiers, which now
I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. I don't really get the impression that a lot of this shit like fills a niche in a combat encounter. Is the thing. Like, granted, hard to judge that, but like it just seems like when the guy was fighting things, he was just throwing shit out. Like, it's not like this thing is good when like this thing is good in this situation or this in this situation. You know. Granted, you're never shown to be fighting more than 3 fucking
now
enemies.
has you fighting all sorts of wandering enemies and mini-bosses using an
Combat
all-new
is
array of
about as
incredibly
in-depth
flashy
as
attacks.
Wii Sports
It's not
boxing.
all style and no substance though. Sonic is able to quickly dodge using the bumper buttons
You
on
just
the gamepad.
you just kind of spam.
Okay, so wait, does he have like does he have a fucking perfect dodge?
And
then?
by pressing them together,
That-
he can even parry attacks with the right timing. His
Oh,
Okay.
He's got fucking
That's
fucking
Kind of
pow-
interesting. If only
he
if
can
only
fucking,
the enemies weren't tedious.
Yeah, he can fucking royal guard people.
homing
Okay.
attack also feels much more powerful, landing with a ton of impact and keeping Sonic stuck to his enemy.
What does that sound like?
It what impact?
It
It doesn't have any impact. It takes 30 fucking hits to kill something.
Yeah, like, and that's that sound effect. It's like that's not
allowing
impactful to
for a
me.
flurry of follow-up strikes. One of the things I really appreciate about the combat from what I played is that there are usually multiple ways to deal with specific enemies. Like, take for example this guy, who has an impenetrable shell that he can expand into spinning blades and throw at you. One
Why is he
way
so
to deal with
tanky?
him is just to carefully time your homing attacks so you don't get hit by the blades. But if you do that, the window to damage him is small. To increase that window, you can either parry the blades and knock them away right before they hit you, or you can even use Sonic's
Okay,
side
why
whip
didn't you
ability
show
to
that in the
encircle
gameplay
enemy,
trailer,
which
though?
causes the shell to go flying up.
I also like how this one he shows the killing attack, which makes it seem as though they're kind of delicate and not super fucking
skills
tanky.
from a skill tree, which gives Sonic Frontiers a really nice feeling of power
Oh boy. RPG skill progression mechanics. My favorite.
progression.
Didn't
Even
they
in
just say
the
they
relatively
weren't
short
gonna
amount
do
of time
that?
I played. Some of the later skills that you can get are just unbelievably cool, and it's super satisfying to see Sonic Team experiment.
It's you get.
They just said they weren't going to do that, though.
Pick up the collectibles. Sometimes maybe attached to a quest to get a skill point in the thing. We're doing that, huh? Great.
They just said they wouldn't do that.
Ways that Sonic can attack enemies beyond just
we don't have
spins, jumps, and
RPG like
bumps.
mechanics.
In addition to these
Talked
smaller
about
enemies, there
RPG
are
like
also
mechanics.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, well, it's like, oh, we're not doing an RPG. Like, I don't even mind that. It's just like it feels like this is the way that everything is going. It's like not just the Breath of the Wild style open world, but like the fucking what am I thinking of here? Like an almost Arkham-esque, or maybe not even Arkham-esque, but
RPG.
well, yeah, no, not RPG though. It's super because in any RPG it would be considered like
A progression system, a progression system,
Like-
an ability progression system.
Yeah, vaguely RPG-like progression system as pioneered by like Warner Brothers and Ubisoft. Like in any
also
RPG,
a
it would be
handful of
considered way
enormous
too
world
simplistic.
bosses that I had to contend with. These are
But the
mere
reason they
Shadow
do
of the
that is
Colossus-esque
because-
in their scale,
Because
with
the
one in
Arkham open
particular
world
against a
games
beast
like
named
did it so
Asura,
perfectly. It
requiring Sonic to bait
prevents
the
you from
Titan
getting
to
to
slam
certain
the ground
areas
and then
early
boost up
without
its
making
arm
it
in
feel
order
as
to
though
reach the
you're
weak
hitting an
spots on
invisible
its head.
wall.
Yeah,
It's
like
an ambitious
it's like
boss
a-
battle, far beyond
little bit like a
anything I've seen
scaled-back
in the
WoW
Sonic
talent
series to
tree.
date, but it's also the part of the game that needs the most work. Far too often, I'd fly off the boss's arm without knowing why, or I'd get to the top and
good
for
to
some
see some
reason lack
acknowledgement
the
of that. But
momentum
why would you put that in like your
needed to
pretty,
actually
prettied
reach
up
the head.
montage? I don't know.
Sonic must hunt down and defeat these bosses in order to collect portal gears, which open up portals that lead to bite-sized linear stages.
Oh, to collect the things.
done in the style of previous Sonic games, giving Sonic Frontiers a nice mix
You gotta
of
fight
both
this thing a
old
fucking
and new
billion
styles.
times.
These classic levels
Any fucking part of it. What the fuck is the point of the arms?
each come with a handful of optional goals, like beating the level under a certain time, collecting all the red rings, and so on, with each goal rewarding you with a vault key,
What
which
the
are
fuck
needed
is
to
the
unlock
point
the
of the
coveted
arms?
Chaos
You can just
Emeralds.
go up any part of the fucking body.
Sonic Frontiers is an exciting new step forward for the Sonic series into uncharted territory, and based on my time with it, Sonic Team seems to have hit upon a winning formula. There's certainly still work to be done before it's released during the holiday season. There's a lot
You
of distracting
fucking think?
pop-in, there's a fair amount of bugs still left to be squashed, and the big boss fights could do with some tweaking. But ultimately, my time with this early build answered the one question I had on my mind. Will Sonic's one-of-a-kind gameplay translate into an open world? The answer is a resounding absolutely. Thanks for watching, and tune into IGN for more Sonic Frontiers.
That could have been like, in terms of like IGN talking about like a game like this, that probably could have been worse.
Yeah. So we have another interview with we have an interview one here.
Sonic Team boss speaks. Okay, let's see here. Fuck out of here, China.
ソニックも、今年で31年になりまして、これまで2D のクラシックソニックとあと 3D のモダンソニックと、2つのシリーズで、この30年やってきましたけども、これからの、ソニックを、作るにあたって、今までの 3D ソニックとは違う新しいチャレンジをしてより自由度の高い 3D アクションを作ろうという、目標のもとにこのプロジェクトがスタートしました。そうですね、最初にソニックフォースを、作り終わった後に、次のソニックをどうするかっていう、ブレインストーミングをしてたんですけども、やっぱり今までの従来のリニアな3D ソニックのゲーム
I know nothing about Forces, but I know that that's like a fucking attack, like a hilarious Attack the Clones level big battle choreography there.
ですと、やっぱりどうしてもその進化に、幅がないというか、もう皆さんの見たことあるゲーム内容にしかやっぱり作り変えることができないということで、このリニアなゲームプレイをどう変えていくかっていうところが一番プロジェクトの初期に、チームメンバーと一緒に、話し合ったところですね。先ほどお話ししましたように、このプロジェクトの、アイディアの、要因はリニアなソニックゲームをいかにこう自由度の高いアクションゲームにするか。
If you're basing your open world game on linear game design, that's your first fucking problem.
Yeah, they very clearly are looking at this fucking environment.
なので、ベースとしては
but he just admitted it.
3D アクションゲームをいかに自由度の高いものにするかというところで、我々の考えたのがこのオープンゾーンという新しい。
This is the equivalent of taking an RPG and trying to turn it into a platform.
いわゆるオープンワールドの、ゼルダとか、その他の、トリプル A の、オープンワールドゲームっていうのは基本その世界をRPG とかアドベンチャーでオープンワールドっていうのを味付けしたゲームだと思うんですけども、このソニックの場合は 3D アクションゲームがコアであって、でそれをオープンなスペースで行うっていうところが、アイディアの起点なので、そういったゲームとはちょっとアプローチの仕方がオープンな世界に対するアプローチの仕方が違うというところが大きな特徴ですね。はい、まずこのオープンゾーンの島では、いろんなものを見つけたり、そこにソニックらしい 3D アクションが楽しめる部分もあるんですけども、
I imagine they're all going to have the same sort of design philosophy though, which I'm just not a fan of.
They fucking better not, or else what's the fucking point?
Well, I think like all like the random bullshit go. I think that's what he means. That's what he's talking about with like open zone, right?
No, I mean like the aesthetic. I mean like the grass plains, slightly mountainous aesthetic.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see there. I fucking hope not, though.
きな方たちが楽しめるように、まあ、今までのテクニックや今までのアクションを駆使して進むアクションゲーム。この
If this was an area that you ran through for like 30 seconds in an older Sonic game, this would be fine.
させることで、まあ、従来よりも幅のある 3D アクションを楽しんでもらえればと思ってます。
Don't show this. Keep showing this shit. It's not impressive.
まあ島で探索することが、まあ、このソニックフロンティアの楽しみの一つなんですけども、
Wow, playing the game is part of the fun of playing the game.
何を発見するかというところですね。でこの島にはソニックフロンティアにはまあ様々な
I have to imagine this is not. There's some iffy translation here, but
このパズルの謎の
because on the island there's a lot of things to do on the island. I'm gonna assume that's a translator thing.
こちらはアクションゲームのテクニックを使
I
う
do
も
like
のも
that
あれ
though.
ば、
Exploring the islands is part of the fun of Sonic Forces. Well, thank you for telling me how to have fun. I didn't know before you came along.
一つ一つアンロックエリアをアンロックしていって、遊べるエリアを広げるというそういう楽しみがあります。まあ、今回のソニックフロンティアはまあグラフィックの見た目も従来のソニックシリーズとは断然違うリアルな雰囲気を持ってると思うんですけども、ストーリーにしても、まあ、いわゆるソニックのゲームっていうのは、まあ、悪いことが起こったなんとかしようっていうふうにすごくダイレクトにお客さんに何をしなきゃいけないか何をするストーリーなのかっていうのが分かりやすく表現してたんですけども、今回のソニックフロンティアに関してはこの島にたどり着いたソニックが一体何をすればいいのか、何をすれば友達を助けられるのか、そういういろんな
Okay, there's a spark of something here. You change things up so that this character is in a situation where they genuinely do not even know where to begin or exactly what they're fighting. That's, I guess, kind of neat.
疑問に対してお客さんもソニックも一緒になって島を探してそれを見つけ出すっていうところがこのソニックフロンティアのテーマなんですね。なのでサウンドトラックに関しても
I'm getting very suspicious that this is like a virtual world or something, by the way. そのステージに合ったテンポのいい楽曲というよりは、そのミステリアスな島の雰囲気を盛り上げる楽曲ということにフォーカスして作っています。 Because like the whole like the pseudo like the whole like the sort of aesthetic meshing with all the rails and shit, like that's the only okay explanation I can think of it. It's basically like kind of what Danganronpa 2 did in its plot. But
今回は先ほども少しお話ししましたけどミステリアスな島というところが一つのソニックフロンティアの大きな特徴ですね。なのでそのミステリアスなを演出するためのグラフィックを本当に30年前からソニックのことを好きだった方はもうすごい大人になってし
They'll just be at the end, like the big reveal, and he's like, "Didn't you realize the birds are shit?"
まあ若い映画とかで新しく入った若いファンの方もいると思うんですけども、まあこれからのソニックブランドっていうのはやはりその若い子から大人まで両方をこれからもゲームタイトルやその他メディアでフォローしていきたいと思っています。まあそのためのまあ今回のタイトル陣ですけども、まず6月にソニックオリジンズ、これはまさしく昔遊んだソニックを遊んだ方から新しくソニックをこれから始める方までまさに最適な、ソニックのオリジンズとなるゲームタイトルですね。でそれから今回のソニックフロンティアのようにもう 3D ソニックを遊び尽くした方にもがさらに新しい驚きが発見できるような新しいタイトルっていうのも作り続けていきますので、これからそういうふうにタイトルごとにターゲット層を分けてこれからもソニックファンの方に作品を届けていきたいなと思ってます。まあ、もちろん私は過去のインタビューでも答えたことがあるんですけども、まあ、ソニックアドベンチャーシリーズをいつか継続させたいという思いはあります。で、まあ、ソニックアドベンチャーでもアドベンチャーフィールドという、まあ、小さなオープンなスペースがありましたけども、まあ、そういった技術も、まあ、今回のフロンティアにこう生かされてきているのかなと。なのでまあ次のタイトルのことはまだ考えてないですけども、まあこのソニックフロンティアの技術を使って、まあソニックアドベンチャーシリーズをまだできたらいいなとは個人的には思っています。
Yeah, okay, hold on. I did hear about this on Twitter. he did mention making another Sonic Adventure game. It's gonna be shit, but I would play the fuck out of Sonic Adventure 3. Do you know the aesthetic of the Sonic Adventure games? Just out of curiosity.
Fucking well enough.
Basically, it's 3D Sonic gameplay, except you play as multiple characters.
Oh,
they tried it again with Sonic 06, and it was awful.
And I'm gonna drop a hot take. In terms of like the storytelling in Shadow the Hedgehog was significantly worse than 06. Both of them are bad, but anyway, what do you want me to say?
In what? I'm sorry.
In Shadow the Hedgehog was significantly worse than 06, storytelling wise.
Oh yeah. 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
There's a little bit more before that. Yeah.
Okay, this is the last thing for the night.
Yep. So this is something related to this. I don't know what it is. This is something related to Origins. Not Origins.
We look forward to sharing the
Frontiers,
entire short later this year, prior to the release of Sonic Frontiers.
This is the prologue for it. That's it. Exclusive gameplay reveal. Here we go, baby.
This is the thing.
Okay, that thing looks interesting.
It's...
Okay, that is cool.
Yeah. It looks like other stuff, but it's also an aesthetic that I appreciate. It's also got, like, some decent diversity in mechanic, which makes me worry it's going to be repeated a bunch.
Yeah.
Hey, Sonic fans.
Oh, they're showing this shit again.
Sonic Frontiers? Then be sure to visit
Why do you like this ball
right now and all June long.
So much.
Because Sonic Frontiers is the IGN first cover story. You can watch the world-exclusive gameplay reveal right now, as well as the first ever hands-on
We are going to
preview
be getting more stuff later. Would you like to do a second video of this
including
after
interviews
June?
with the Sonic Frontiers development team and
I have had
you gotta go
a lot
fast
of
to
fun with this.
IGN.
For all of the wrong reasons.
Sonic Frontiers is on its way. There's more
I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so fucking thoughts. My final thoughts: delay this thing to 2026.
My final thoughts: never fucking release it ever. Fucking, I'm just imagining they're showing this to like I get an exclusive interview with Sonic Team and they show me that this here and I have like the fucking I have the oh god what the Al Pacino or like the Al Pacino Jack and Jill reaction.
Mm.
Delete this. Never show it to anybody.
All right. Well, it is time for me. It is time for the stream to conclude. Then, I have not gotten near enough sleep and should probably start winding down, try and catch up on that a bit. Fucking great time though. Again, probably not for the right reasons, but it was a thing. I was worried from the start. I was worried in concept.
This is gonna be bad.
Yeah. Well, it'll be fun to hear about like the details in the aftermath at least, I guess. In a depressing sort of.
Well, I do want to hear. We mentioned that I talked about this at the start, and I want to hear it. I want to hear your prediction. Are they going to make the worst game ever made for the 4th time?
If they released it in literally that state, unquestionably, I'm wondering if they aren't gonna polish this thing up into like an F+. Like, that's about all though. That's what I'll say.
I don't know, and it's hard to say.
A little bit. Anyway. I'm gonna end the stream now. Fucking bye-bye. That is a thing literally only